wanting and needing new clients and you just don't know what else to do. Well, today we're going to talk about paid ads so that you're trading money for time. And instead of constantly trading time to try and find new leads, why don't we pay a service when set up correctly can actually bring leads knocking on your door. And then, of course, nurturing them inside of OmniSAM. So over the last few weeks, we've been looking at lead magnets and thank you pages and some automation, and we built a funnel together. Well, now, today we're going to talk about traffic sources. But of course, as always, hang on in as we wait for our VIPs to jump on into the VOZ. And of course, we'll kick off with our Sparkle song.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. Shine, darling. Shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Strategy with Sally. We are here bright and early every single Tuesday morning, unless I'm sick. But mostly, we're here every single week. If we have not yet met, I'm Sally Sparks Cousins. I'm the co-founder of OmniSAM. You're all in one sales, automation, and marketing software. And today we are talking about Facebook ads. So let me know in the chat, have you run ads before? Let me know, have you actually dived into the whole paid ads? Now, we're talking Facebook and Instagram ads today, and we've got a few people letting us know, oops, wrong button. We have a yes, yes, yes. We have a nope. What else do we have? Yes, but not for a while. So Facebook ads are always changing, and I can tell you it's something that I enjoy to do for myself. It's not something I want to do for other people, but bring me those sexy numbers after they've been turned on for a while. And then I get excited because I get to look at the conversion rates and the numbers and see if I can find any gaps or little levers that we can pull to improve the results. Now, over the last 3 weeks, we've had a running theme about lead generation. So can I ask everybody who is here, who has completed their lead magnet? Because that was the lesson about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yes, Maria's like, yay. Yeah, Allison's yes. Anybody else? So that was so if you really want to sort of get shit done, GSD, then go back and watch the lead magnet training. I walk you through what is in a good lead magnet, also what to put on the first page and the last page. And then last week, we actually built a funnel. So we went through and we created a form and a landing page and, built out all of those steps. We talked about the thank you page, and I even gave you scripts that you can use on the thank you page as well. And you're giving up a little bit of time, you're asking after they've given you their email address to opt in for them to give up a little bit of time or a little bit of money to get to know you better and your products and services. But once we build it and we have this amazing lead magnet and we have the funnel and we have the automation and the nurture and the follow-up automation all set up, when you build it, they will not come. I know everyone was waiting for me to say it, but they will not come. And this is where we talk about traffic sources. So before we get stuck into talking about Facebook ads, let me know out there, come on, get your tippy tap fingers, and if you're multitasking, come on back to me. Let me know, what are different types of traffic sources? Because traffic sources are where we will find new people. Now, if you're in startup, what's going to happen is you've got to at least tell your friends and family that you're starting a new business, right? Or you've joined a network marketing company, or, you've gone out on your own and you've got a side hustle. You have to tell your family and friends once, right? We don't really want to be annoying your family and friends all the time with, this is the thing I do. This is my business. This is what I do for work. This is how I generate income. Come and buy my stuff. But then you need to ask your friends if they know any friends. Okay, so we always start close to home, but eventually that's going to dry up, right? And there won't be anybody else to reach out to within your network and then your network's network. Then you need to start thinking broader. And, if you've got more time than money, then you might start thinking of creating connections with potential people who are complementary to what it is that you do. Not competitive, but hey, look, Shalene Johnson, she has Marketing Impact Academy. What do? I teach marketing. But we all teach in a different way. So sometimes you will be able to align yourself with people who you might consider to be competitive. But if you're hanging out in this world, the world's big enough for us all to be successful. So even if you know another mindset coach, that's okay. I'm sure they teach mindset differently, or they've got different stories that they help to be able to, help other people. So 1, we've got our friends and family and then their friends and family. 2nd, start reaching out to collaborators, look for joint venture partners, and going to networking events. We've got a few people here now starting to put things in. So in person, yes. Facebook groups, events, yes. Going to events. But don't just go to a live event and come home without any new names and phone numbers of people. Okay. Website, yes. Your website isn't your traffic source. It's how do you get people to your website. So the traffic source would be making sure that you're running SEO, and Google would be the traffic source to get to your website. Your website's kind of like the place people go to learn more about you once they know you. Unless you're a local business where you can say, okay, I'm a mindset coach in Sydney. That's very easy to get traffic from Google searches and that to your website. But if you're like me and you service many places, it's a much harder task to really rank in a non-local business, I find. Doesn't mean you can't. It just means it's a lot harder. There's more competition out there. What else do we have here? Who else has put in? Jenny says, I will determine what my lead magnet will be after my mapping session. Oh, Jenny's got a mapping session this week. Oh, I can't wait. All right, I don't do many mapping sessions because they're big days, but I'm excited to do Jenny's mapping session, and then we will definitely be talking traffic sources. So as I said, we can build all the things that we've been through over the last few weeks together, to advertise and to show people what it is that we do. But if you build it, they will not come. What you need to do is really get out there in front of traffic. So, like we said, we just discussed the one thing that you could do, which is the free stuff. But what about the paid? So I love Facebook ads. It's how I've grown my business. When I was in network marketing, it was the reason why I was the #1 team builder, because I wasn't scared to pay some money to run ads to try and find new people. Of course, once I find them, the other thing was I had the automation and the nurture and the follow-up system down pat, so no leads fall through the cracks. But when you run ads, sure, you're spending money, but think about how many hours. Now, come on, let's have a think about it together. How many hours do you think it would take you to get 100 new email addresses? Come on, let's just have a think about it. So sort of, how many do you think you could get in a week? How many? Come on. Come back to me. How many do you think you could get in 1 week? 5 years. Well, Alison, you're doing all right though, because you're making money and you're paying bills. But it takes a lot of time. And when you're building funnels, what you need is traffic to see if things are converting. So for example, if I only had 5 people look at my landing page, with that free thing, and nobody opts in, would you say, oh, it doesn't work? No, because you've only allowed 5 eyeballs on the page to decide if it's working. It's like any survey. Would you believe a study that only had 10 people in it? You wouldn't. You need a large amount of people looking at it to be able to make an informed decision if you are converting or not. So generally speaking, I would like to see at least 200 people added to your email list, and that will allow us to make a really, really good informed decision if you are converting or not. Now, we're looking at a conversion rate of people who look at your landing page and then actually give you an email address. Hang on, I've got to get some water. I'm a bit thirsty. But look at your ad. Sorry, not look at your ad. Look at your landing page. We want about minimum 20%. If it's not converting, then of course we need to make a change. But we can't make too many changes, because also we if we make too many changes at once, you are not going to be able to know what change I made actually affected the result. So this is the thing with running funnels, is you have to make small changes and wait. Now, this is talking about the opt-in landing page and then getting an email address. But before that is your traffic source. So if you need to get 200 email addresses and that landing page is converting at 40% or 20%, that means that's 40 email, for every 100 people who look at it, 20 people opt in. Now, when you're running ads, it's a lot easier to get all those eyeballs there because Facebook is doing the work for you. And when we're building out your Facebook ad, once we've built it and we turn it on, we need a certain amount of traffic before we can make a decision if the ad is not working. And then we change one thing and let it run again, and then change one thing. And I can tell you that the thing that makes the biggest impact in the results for conversion is the headline. So if you look at a Facebook ad, you will see like along the bottom of the ad, there are words in black next to the button. That, just jump onto your Facebook now. Scroll for like a millisecond and I'm sure you'll see an ad. I remember when it used to be 1 in every 10 posts, I think, or even 20 posts. Now it's 1 in every 2 to 3. So I'm sure you'll find one. I'm just logging in myself. Now, when you're looking at an ad, I'm just scrolling. Let's actually count. Here we go. 1, 2. I'm at an ad already. So on this ad at the bottom, it says, click here to get on Google. So that's the headline at the very, very bottom here. Whoops. Okay, and now I'll scroll another 1, 2, 3. There we go. Sign up today. This one says, sign up today. Okay, so that headline is what we keep changing. And then the second thing we look at in an ad is the above the scroll. So what are the words that you see before they click read more and it pops out? Okay, so that is another thing, because in that section at the top, you want to pinpoint a pain point and call out your niche. So we've got ads running at the moment that are busy small business owners. That's calling out the niche. Struggling to create social media content, right? Because you're so busy. Another one is course creators. Want to get consistent with your social media scheduling? So can you see I have called out the niche and also pinpointed a pain point. And then I'm going to go with you through the rest of the copy that you can put in ads in a minute. So they're the two first things that I think about in my content, and then a really good stop the scroll image. And that's where Canva comes in. Canva is going to help you create not just a plain, boring, still image. You can create animated videos, animated GIFs, all sorts of things. If you go click on Sally Sparks Cousins or OmniSAM business page, you'll probably start getting thrown our current ads at the moment, which is for the Canva Made Easy challenge that's happening next week. Now, let's just stop there for one moment. If you have not yet registered, next week we're running a challenge. And if you go to omnisam.com.au/Canva, you can register for the Canva Made Easy challenge. In that challenge, I'm going to teach you how to create 30 days of evergreen content in the 3 days. It's going to be awesome. And then there's a bonus day where we're going to then, for those who are interested in learning more about scheduling and then want to go forth and make 3 months worth of scheduled content, then we have a bonus GSD day that's happening at the end of the 3-day challenge. So if you want to learn how to batch and schedule, well, really just batch create evergreen content inside of Canva and literally have a whole month planned out in less than 3 days, come and join us at omnisam.com.au/Canva. All right. Now, I do digress. When you run your ads, you are wanting to create, one, a solid headline that makes people click. Okay? That headline, those black words along the bottom, that headline needs to be enticing enough that makes people go, yes, I want it. Yes, I need it. Okay? And also you want to call out that niche. Now, back in the day when I used to run Facebook ads back in the early 2000s, you had to get very specific on the interest groups you picked or who you wanted to put the ads in front of. But you know the cool thing about Facebook now is you don't need to. You can make an interest group of hundreds of millions of people and the algorithm will actually help you get in front of the right people. And that is because you are going to use the right words in your copy, right? So you can imagine I'm targeting a group at the moment, which is personal development. How many people in the world do you think are in the personal development interest group? Have a guess. Go on. It's kind of like how many jelly beans are in the jar. Closest person wins a high five from me. All right. So Maria's saying 10 million. I'm actually just going to log into my Facebook ads now and have a look now that I've asked. 9. There's a lot of zeros there, but I love that you chose 9 because it's a derivative of 3. Come on. We've got way more than 2 people in the room here. 2 million. So yep, that's Allison's. There we go. She's helped make it easier for me to read because I'm like, I haven't got my glasses on and all of those zeros just meld in. 27 from Jenny. Oh dear. All right. So I'm just going to go and have a look. Hang on. Let me jump into my account and let's find out how many people are in that interest group. Just give me 1 second while I hover over the thing. Unless the UI's changed again today. The UI's changed 3 times this week. So who knows? Yeah, it's changed again. So I can't tell you the number, but I know it's somewhere around about 160 million. Somewhere between 160 and 180 million people. Yay, Allison's like she's the closest. It's still low. You said 90 million, but you are good and then more than double it. Double it, right? That's huge. Now, back in the day, we used to have to get very specific of the type of people, but now we don't need to. And guess what? Facebook or Meta and their ads, they actually want you to be successful. What? True, they do. Most people are, oh, they're just taking my money. No, you're lying. They do. Why do they want you to be successful? Why do you reckon? Because you'll spend more money. Exactly. Yeah, that's right, Allison. Spend more money. But the thing is you've got to turn them on and test them. So before I run through the different areas of how to set up a Facebook ad, let me tell you about what's happened to us this week, right? I turned on some ads. I'm just shortlisting them at the moment. Give me 1 second. All right. So I turned on some ads and I was spending about $150 a day. Now I know some of you don't spend that much. That's okay. But at the end of the day, I've got to spend at least $100 to see what the results are. So I could either spend $100 over 5 days so that I'm spending less per day, or I could just spend $100 in a day. So I'm just going to spend $100 in a day, right? Also, because of the type of niche that I'm in, I have a lot of competition. It's not like, you're selling, I don't know, dog jumpers, right? Less people pay for ads to sell jumpers for the dogs, and therefore you got less competition. Therefore, your lead cost will be less. But I'm in marketing, and what do marketers do? They run ads. So my cost per lead is quite expensive. However, when we run the Canva Made Easy challenge, we're casting a really wide net. Even though in the ads I'm calling out for business owners and course creators and coaches and service-based businesses in my ad copy, we still get people who just want to make pretty pictures. But that's okay. That's me growing a huge tribe of people that not everybody has to pay to be able to learn from me. But I turned on my ads. And the thing with Facebook is, especially meta ads, it's changing all the time. So I turned on my ads on the first day, and they were coming in at, I'm just getting up the lead cost. Hang on, I've got to swap to a different view. They were coming in, and my CTR was like 5 and 6%. Now, normally I just need that over 2%. So I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. But then the lead cost was about $20. Now, for Canva Made Easy, I know based off being in this industry for a while, that is not a good lead cost. So the way I used to run the ads with the certain type of interest groups, we had reduced it and only targeted Australia. We wanted to see what the lead cost was. I ended up getting it down to around $13 to $15 by slowly taking and making tweaks every day. I would go in, I'd change something small, I'd let it run. And I'm like, there's something not right. And there's been a huge change in the back end of the Facebook ads. So I kept testing, and I ended up running 4 different tests, and one of them was performing really well, and I ended up spending about $400 on that, but it was still really expensive. I knew that by looking at the numbers, it is not what it should be. So eventually I got it to a point yesterday, what is it today, Tuesday? Sunday, I turned on a new ad, made again one change, and only targeted Australia, and they were coming in at $9 a lead. Yeah, lots of people going, oh, yeah. And then we had a team meeting, and I knew that $9 for the Canva Made Easy challenge, again, was quite high. And the reason for that is because I've run it many times. Okay, I've run it many times. And your competition is different at different times of the year. Are there more people wanting to do Canva challenges or pretty picture challenges at this present time in the world? Who is my competition out there that I'm competing with for the clicks? So my team and I had a meeting on Monday, and I said, you know what? I think I really want to turn on the US and Canadian market. I'll keep it separate to the Australian market, but because I've had to build a new custom conversion because of the changes, let's give it a go. So I turned it on yesterday afternoon. I can't remember exactly what time, but it was on for about 4 hours. And I took a screenshot. Actually, I need to submit my morning post. Let me just do that while I'm in here so that I can go and have a look. All right. So I sent a screenshot to my team when the ad had been on for about 4 hours. I had spent $33. My lead cost for America was $2.61. And then my lead cost for Australia started to drop, and it's down to $6.19. Now, this morning I woke up, and it hasn't even been 24 hours. I'm just going to refresh the screen. Now, my American and Canadian leads are $1.77. That has now brought down the Aussie value as well because it's got more data to look at. It's still in learning though. So what happens is when you first put on an ad, I'm just going to check if they're definitely still, yep, they're still in learning mode, which means they haven't fully been optimized yet. The smart algorithm stuff happening in the back of Facebook needs time. It's like when you run any type of survey or test, you can't get results in a split second, right? You need time and eyeballs and people scrolling past it and either clicking or not clicking. Now, my click-through rate is sitting at, Jesus, I only just saw this one. Okay. For America, 9.05%. I only need over 2% to be happy. Holy Jesus. I nearly swore not the good ones. And Australia's sitting at 3.70. Now, these are still settling and I'm not going to touch them until they've at least hit $100. Okay. But one of them's sitting at 41 because the ads went off last night because it went to charge my card and I hadn't moved my ad money into the account because it always charges thousands. So sometime last night they went on pause. So I'm really excited to see how they go. Now, I have currently spent $1,259 on my ads. I spent, let's add this up, 418 plus 402 plus 41 plus 124. I spent $985 to get my lead cost down, right? But I know my numbers. I know that I just need one annual subscriber into OmniSAM, and guess what? I've already paid for my ads and I've made a profit. I need one person. Actually, if I had one person join the elites, it's usually $9,000, but at the moment it's $3,300. But still, even though we've reduced the price of the elites for a short time, I only need one. Now, with how many leads? So far, I've got, this one, because the ads weren't tracking properly. I've got to go to OmniSAM. Give me 1 second. So currently, in OmniSAM for the Canva Made Easy Challenge, I've had 2 people buy VIP. So that's $47. I've already made back $98. Right? So this is where people, like Jackie and I were talking last night, they start spending money and then they give up too quick because they get scared. But when you run the math and you look at the numbers and you consider how many sales do I need to get back my money, then it's just a belief in yourself that you can get a sale, right? I'm just going in now. Sorry, the funnel, Canva Made Easy funnel statistics. I can give you a look here. Share screen. So currently on the organic part, right? Organic is just, and a lot of my team are looking at this and I never cleared the results. So I don't really trust this conversion rate. But organic, I'll just do this separate share for the Zoom people. There we go. So the organic, you can see here, right, is 39. But currently we've got 166 people that have registered for the Canva challenge. The landing page is converting at 34.87%, which means I'm totally happy with that. Don't touch it if it's over 20%. My conversion rate here could be better. Okay, but it's okay. Give it time because we actually only updated the VIP upgrade page yesterday, right? We didn't have any testimonials on it and now we do. So since then, because we had 0 sales, one of those orders would be mine. Jackie. So we've actually got 2. But now, as soon as we added testimonials to the landing page, we've had 0 sales since we've been running the ad. But the testimonials got added and we got 2 sales overnight. Now, these are just some other steps in the funnel that aren't relevant at this point. But you can see opt-in for the organic, opt-in for the paid, and upgrades. So these are the stuff that we're looking at when you're running your Facebook ads. So let me just show you over inside of Facebook what's happening with my ads over here, right? So we've been running the Canva challenge, right? And all of these have been turned off. One of the major reasons, because over here, the results are not tracking anymore. You've got to set up what's called a conversion API, and the lead tracking trigger is not shooting the data back any longer to Facebook. So you've actually got to set up your conversion as a website registration complete and link up as a VIP, as a custom API. So that took me a little bit of time to have a little bit of a research around what's going on. And now these results here are very much close to, what's happening. And what I can do here as well inside of OmniSAM is I can change my dates, right? So I only turn the ads on yesterday to today and click confirm. Now I can't get to the exact time, but I can start to see I had from yesterday to today, 51 people have registered. Look at that beautiful conversion rate there. Oh, makes my heart sparkle. So 51 there. And if we go back to the ads and we have a look, let's add that up. 24 plus 36, 24 plus 36, 60, right? Now, a few of the conversions here may have also come from other ads that have sort of been turned on and off, right? So anyway, pretty close. It's never exact, okay? It's never 100% exact. But this keeps dropping, this price, every day. Like if I look at that now and then, so that's on maximum, but I just choose today. Let's see, nothing yet because there's not enough data for today. What about yesterday? Yeah, so $1.66 yesterday for the leads in America and $6.35 for Australia. So, I'm pretty happy with that. And we already knew that the lead cost in Australia was going to be more expensive because the audience isn't as big, right? The difference in audience size is huge. I mean, if anyone's got in front of Google now, find out how many people live in Australia versus how many people live in America. And then think, and then of course it'll be segmented into personal development. But it's crazy, right? This is what I want you to realize. If you're going to run ads, I always ask, what are you willing to spend to get the information and the data? Because the beginning part may not be successful. But it is actually successful because we are getting data, right? We're getting data. So let me talk to you about when you're setting up an ad, what you need to be looking at. So can you see along the top here? Hopefully, oh, hang on, I need to come back to the share screen here. So your ads here, you've got campaign level. Okay, so there's always a campaign level in your ads. And on the campaign level, this is where you set up what type of conversion are you looking for? Or, what is the actual result you're trying to get? So there's lots and lots of different ones. Let me go into a sandbox account for you and we'll create a fake ad. Let's hope it allows me to do something because I haven't got everything connected in here. So at the campaign level, this is where we choose our objective. Now, the awareness objective, this one is just about getting your brand out there. So if I was running an awareness, I would not spend much money. And it's honestly, the amount of results you get from this 80% of your income is going to come from the lead. So do not run these other types of ads. Run leads unless you're in e-com, then run sales. But that's it. Don't waste your good money on these yet. They are levers that we can pull to help increase. So say you've been running lead ads and you can say people that have looked at my ad and haven't opted in, let's make them more aware about our ads and spend $5 a day just so that they see us popping up with great content. But to begin with, just choose leads. Okay, so that's the first section, is in your campaign. Now, once you're in the campaign setting, right, they give lots of prompts on what they suggest you should be doing. Now, personally, myself, I like to control what I'm choosing, only because I've been running ads for a really long time. And sometimes when they're giving you things to run, they're also not as, they don't always work as well because you don't have control over what's actually happening as much. Okay, so I tend to choose that I want to set it up myself. Okay. Now, once we get in and we set it up ourselves, as I said, remember that top level, that's your campaign level. And what I do on my campaign, as well as choosing the campaign objective, okay, at this level, you are also choosing how much money you want to spend. Now, this is because the ad account is not great. Let's go to an active account. Let's make a test one so it's a bit easier. I can delete this later. All right, so campaign level. I've selected leads because at the end of the day, that's what I want, an email address. And then you set your campaign budget. So generally, I will set, depends on, if I haven't got the time to be checking all the time, I might put $50 a day. But because we're 1 week away from a launch, I'm putting $150 a day, only because I've still got to spend over $100 to make an informed decision, right? So this is where you set your daily budget. That's it. That's really all you're thinking about. What is the outcome or the objective I want, and how much per day do I want to spend? Then the way I name the campaign is who set up the ad, right? So this is a naming convention. And if you know me, I have lots of rules around naming files and custom values and, custom fields and files. I have naming conventions for everything because it helps to keep things organized. So when I set up a campaign, I put first is who set it up. So OmniSAM, right? If I'm paying for a person to set up ads, they would put their name there. But OmniSAM. Then the next thing I do is, what is the freebie? What is the opt-in? Whether it's a 25 things you should automate in your business, right? I would put 25 things. But this one, for example, is for the Canva Made Easy challenge. So I just do CME. Then, because it is a campaign that is run for a set period of time and then turned off, it's not like a PDF that you would just have running all the time. I put the date that I started the campaign. So I started this campaign on the 10th of the 10th, 24. Now, the reason for that is when I sort, I can use this and it will bring up all the ads that I've started and stopped using that as the search. OS, CME, and the date the ad started. So it makes it easier for me to look at the data. Now, the next thing I write is, what is my objective? So I put a little O for objective. And because we're looking for a conversion, a lead, I would put CON for conversion. Now, if I was doing engagement, I would write ENG. right? Or if I was doing traffic, I'd write TRA so that I know what is the objective that I've set at this level. Then under that, so this one is OCON. The next thing I put is whatever I'm going to set at the next level down, which is called the ad set level. And this is who, the audience that I'm going to put it in front of. So for this one, the biggest thing that I'm choosing is Australia and New Zealand and US and Canada. And I had them separate. So the audience I'm going to choose is AU/NZ. So that's this ad set level. And then at the ad level, so that's where the creative is made, what will be the creative? So sometimes I'll use, and I only put one creative in every campaign, but with different headlines. Okay. So if you're doing images or videos, and I generally keep all images together and all videos together. So in this one, we're running a video. So that's what the creative is. And then when we get deeper down, there might be video 1, video 2, video 3, which I'll show you in a minute. So that's how I name the campaign. So, and you can come back and name this as you build it out, because sometimes I forget to name it until I hit submit. But this is the naming convention. So that's it. At campaign level, the objective and how much per day. Now the next level down, which is the same as the tabs along the top. Okay, so you got your tabs along the top. When you're in the build mode, it's the same thing, but it's going down. So you got campaign type, then you've got ad set and ad. Now in the ad set level, this is where we choose how we're going to collect the leads and who we're going to put it in front of. So if you're using OmniSAM, there are 2 ways in which you can get leads, or actually all of these ways you can get leads into Facebook. And what we generally do is through a landing page. And if you were with us in the last 2 weeks, thank you, Jackie. I saw that before, Alison, when you said it, and I'm like, we're going to have to refund it. So sorry, I'm just talking to the VIPs. So at the conversion level, we choose website. Now, another good one to test is forms, and you can link forms and map them again directly into OmniSAM. But because we're continuing on from what we've done over the last 2 weeks, right? It's a website. We're sending them to a landing page. So that's where the conversion location is going to happen. Then under, I just leave performance goals as is. You will have a pixel set up, which we do, right? I've got this pixel here. You only need to set up a pixel once and it's done, okay? And we have training around that. Google it, right? There's so many videos on it. Now, the conversion event is completed registration. So if you're sending them to a website to opt in, you will choose a complete registration. And you can see here, it's an API connection. And then again, this again is just like setting up a pixel. You do it once and it's done, okay? But this is what we're doing in here. Then further down, we say when it's going to start. Of course, I just want my ads to start straight away. As soon as I hit submit and it goes through approval, unless you're running, say, a challenge and you're setting up your ads 4 weeks in advance, you can set it to start later. At least it can go through the approval process, and by the time it hits the time, it's ready to go. Whereas if I hit submit today, it could take an hour, it could take a day to go through approval. All right, so we've got the start date. Now, this is where we start to select our audience. So here is where I always begin in location. So you can choose the locations, and I just choose full country. So Australia, New Zealand, But if you're local and you're running an event in Sydney, just choose Sydney, right? And usually most people, especially in America, it kind of works out all right for them, less for us. But the Fab Five, right? So the Fab Five is Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Canada, and the US. Now, we don't choose the UK because it's literally day and night. It's really hard to work with somebody in the UK unless they like to work from midnight to 6 a.m. And we've had clients like that who literally work all night because that's when their husband works and they sleep with him during the day. And so they made perfect clients for us in Australia. So you would choose in your locations. Then under that, you can start to create an interest group. So you can click audience suggestions is what I usually start with, but you've got to give them some options first. So down here under detailed targeting, give them some options. So I'm going to choose, say, a coach. Now you can see 924,000 say that their job title is a coach. Let's keep looking. Head coach based. Yeah, see, coach could be so many different things. Life coach. There we go. Life coach, 3,300,000. It's not big enough for me, but I'm going to keep going and choose any type of coach that we could potentially work with. So I'm going to choose life coach, and then I'm going to put back in the word coach. And I saw there was another one down there. Life coach, where are you hiding? I saw you. Wellness coach, right? And then now we've got a couple in there. We can hit suggestions, and it's now going to start to bring up suggestions that are similar to the ones you've started with. So there's another life coach one. I'll click suggestions. It'll get clearer and clearer as we go. Life skills coach, coaching and mentoring. Now have a look over on the left-hand side. You're starting to see the estimated audience size. Sorry, right, or as Danny would say, Sally's left. But you can start to now see the audience size is growing. Now, if I go and add in the US, let's go United States, or United Kingdom and United States. And then we'll go down and you'll start to see now it's creeping up, right? We're at 700 to 925,000. We need to keep going. I want it in the millions, okay? So we just keep clicking suggestions. Yeah, a coach falls under a motivational speaker, but what we're trying to do is get as many different ones that are very similar, okay? So motivation, coaching, education, health and fitness coach, fitness professional. So as you can see, I'm trying to batch everybody into this group. Then once I've chosen the interest group, because the countries are going to be the same, okay? Once I've got a nice big, this 85 million, even into the hundreds of millions would be great, even better. It gives the algorithm more to work with. And it learns. When people click on things, the algorithm goes, oh, this person always clicks and doesn't opt in. This person does never click. This person opts in and buys, right? So the algorithm gets to get smarter. It starts to recognize the way in which people interact with your ads, as well as using your copywriting to get in front of the right people. It's also looking at the way they click. Do they only like things? Do they mostly heart things? Do they give you their email address? So if you opt into things, you'll get shown ads all the time that opt in. If you mostly click on video ads and not still ads, you will see more video ads. What I see in my news feed is very different to what you see. My husband, here's a little story for you. My husband hated it when I went to Facebook jail for over a month and I had to use his Facebook account, and all he could see are ads for marketing and painting, because I love watching art, painting or music. He likes cars going rum rum and jumping up hills, and he loves funny dog videos. And he's like, I can't wait until I get my Facebook account back, so when I look at it, I'm actually interested. The poor bugger. All right. So once you've selected and you're happy with your your interest groups and education fields and things, then I scroll back to the top, and at the new lead, at the ad set level, I write, what is my interest group? So this one was sort of, it's either I would normally do it's the Fab 5, because I've chosen all 5, and it's sort of coaching / mentoring. So it's all the brain health stuff that I want in my interest group there. Then once I've created my ad set level, which is my interest group, then we go to the creative. Now in the creative level, this is the ad level. So the next one down, or you'll see it's this ad tab across here. This is where we now create the creative. Oh, funny that. So as you come down, you'll go into ad setup, and you can create an ad, use an existing post that you might pull from your website, or you can use the system itself to actually create an ad. Now, I just create an ad. Now, once I go to ad, you then need to choose the format. Now, remember I said I always choose the same format, whether it's a single image or a video, so that I can easily work out what's performing and what's not. So generally, I always do this single image or video. Carousels are fabulous if you've got lots of products and you're in e-commerce, or even if you're in the service-based business and you've got lots of small price products. But mostly we run lead generation to get people to a challenge or to book a call, right? So single image. Once you've selected your image, then we start to develop where it's going. So where do we want to send them? What's the source? That will be your landing page. So remember the opt-in landing page that you created, I think it was last week together? That's the link that you will put in there. Now, I always add, it's called a UTM parameter onto the back end of this, so I can track where the leads are coming from. And I'll show you how you can set that up in a minute. But you send them to the page to opt in. So for us, we're just going to say it's canvamadeeasy.com. Then we come down and we start to build out what it looks like. So we're going to add in either an image or a video. I'm going to choose video. And then you will upload a video that you've designed. So I always start with a square image. All right, I always start with the square image and click next. It's going to ask you if you want to trim it or all of the things. If you've created it in Canva the right way, you shouldn't have to do anything there, okay? Now, for those who are coming through the Canva Made Easy Challenge, I'm going to teach you how to make images in all of the different sizes, but I always start with the square, and then this one, the portrait one, and the skinnier one that ends up on the side panel, they need to be also added. So this is where we've got one that's for the square. I will come in and I will replace it with the tall one. So now that's replacing in the tall, and then I come into this one and I replace it with the wide one, the landscape one. All right, and you can see this one wasn't created in the right size, so I'm going to just slightly crop it, just like that, so that there's no, there we go, no space around the outside. It was an easy image to crop, that's why I didn't recreate it. But you can see not much is different. Actually, you know, I should actually have that with black in the background there, but I don't. But every one of these ads are exactly the same. They're just laid out slightly different. Then we click next. Now, I you can turn your optimization on. They're going to tell you if you do, it's going to give you better results. So I just, turn it on. The only thing I don't like to do is this add video filter because I've already created a good image in Canva. I do not need to make my video better. But this here, making sure it looks more relevant, any visual touch up so, my face looks good, any text improvements in headlines, it'll do. And I've seen better results from turning it on than leaving it off. Okay, and I have tested both. Then I click done. So now that's my image part of my ad creative. Done. So it's now just going to upload them and do the thing. And you can always see in that right-hand panel what all the different layouts are going to look like depending on where they're placed. Okay, so you can come through and check that. Now, because it's a video, there are 2 places that it will not go, right? It will not go in Facebook right-hand column. If you're on a computer and you see that little tiny right-hand column where these tiny little ads go, they're not video ads, so it won't go there. And it won't go into the Instagram search either because it's a video and it's an ad. All right, I would have to edit and you can take these out. But it's not going to put it in front of places where it cannot be viewed. Because why? Facebook actually want you to be successful. Funny that. All right. So now we've got our images all set up. And it's given me some warnings. If I want to go and fix those, I would. But, I know this ad performs. So next, text. So for those who are in the VIP room, I'm going to give you a text for your ad worksheet later. So remind me when we go dark. And I'm actually going to give you one of my lead magnets. So everything we've created over the last 3 days actually comes from a workbook I wrote back in 2018. So I'm going to give you that. Okay, so you're all going to get that workbook if you're an elite. But this is how we write our ad copy. So step 1. Let's actually come to the drawing section so that I can help you remember. Oh, I've left my iPad on for too long and it might die while we're here. 5%. Oh, dear. Hang on a second. No, I have not the right chords here. We'll see how we can get through. So step 1, right? We spoke about this earlier. Pinpoint the pain point. Now, when we're pinpointing the pain point, it should make them say yes. Coaches, are you overwhelmed with trying to have content posted every day? Yes. Busy business owners, are you letting leads fall through the cracks and you're not following up correctly? Yes. Okay, so it needs to call them out and make your ideal client go, yes. Okay? The image will also help you stop the scroll, but that's that line above. Now, second thing is, I understand you. So with this next one, your ideal client needs to know that you understand what their problem is. So you can lead with, I get you, right? Or I totally understand because. So what you want to do is empathize with them about their situation because everyone who's in whatever industry you're in, you've solved a problem, but you also understand that they've struggled to get there. Now, step 3 is your light bulb moment. So even though you empathize with them, there was a moment in time that you had a light bulb moment. This is where you explain that there is a way to fix their pain point, right? Show them you've been there, but also that you had this idea. So this helps them get that reassurance that what you're offering has worked. Now, step 4 is then lead them into the light. So this is now where we tell them how it feels like on the other side. You know, what is that experience that they're going to have now that they've realized the light bulb, whoa, if I just do that thing, if I just schedule evergreen posts for 6 months, I'll never have to worry about social media posts going out every day again, right? Then, number 5 is the remedy, right? What is the pill they can take? What is the exercise they can do that's fun? What is the funnel they could set up? What is the batching? So what is the remedy to the problem? What is the thing that will help them start walking towards the light? Now, you need to be really consistent with this end statement. What is the benefit to them? Because if you're writing a lot of different benefits, right, or another one is the promise of what they're going to get, you will find it very hard to dial it in. If you've got 10 promises running and not a lot of money to spend to test. So, for example, the Canva Made Easy promise is you will create 30 days of evergreen content in 3 days. That's the remedy. It's very specific, and every ad says the same thing. Create 30 days of evergreen content in 3 days. And then finally, it's your call to action. Now, be very specific. Click the button. Go here, right? Tell them exactly what to do. Don't just say join. That's not specific enough. Go here to join. Click the button to join, right? Go to this landing page and pop your email address in. Be very specific. So this is so let me give you a bit of an example of, say, somebody who's got a jewelry store. Okay, I'm trying to think outside the box here. So the pain point is, do you have an outfit that you just can't find the right jewelry for? Right? Could be something like that. Fashion lovers could be your niche. I understand how hard it is spending hours of time and lots of money and still not sure how to sync up my colors, how to look good and choose the right colors. But until I discovered this, and then you insert the thing, that's your light bulb moment. And then the answer lies in step 1, step 2, step 3. So, for example, in the Canva Made Easy challenge, the answer lies in when we're going to teach you to map it, design it, and batch it. Right? So the remedy is join the Canva Made Easy challenge, where we're going to help you create 30 days of content, evergreen content, in 3 days. Just click the button below and sign up. So very specific. So if we come back here, let's get rid of that. That's what we're going to put in the primary text field. Now, once you type in one thing, so let's go busy business owners struggling to post consistently on social media. Okay, now, of course, my spelling is atrocious. 1, I'm dyslexic, and 2, I just typed without paying attention. Right, so once you're actually starting to write, you know what the cool thing about Facebook is now? AI, baby. It's going to start giving you suggestions, right, of what you want to do, what you might want to try. So I would do that and then put the steps and all of that, and then you can start adding text options, right? You can choose different variations and then end up with, right? If you just sort of copy and paste that in there, right, you're going to end up, whoopsie, what is it doing? Please enter. What's hiding under there? Oh, verify your changes. Yes. Let's just close that. Anyway, there we go. So you can start adding options. And I never used to use this, but again, I tested. And when I have 5 different variations, my lead cost went down. Because the algorithm, I used to have 5 different text options down here, and each of them would have to run, and I would have to come in and turn off anything that's not converting to find the answer. But now I just give it 5 decent options and it picks for me, because you can see like my lead cost is under $2 at the moment. And remember that 80% of your conversion is going to go, thank you so much, Zoom people. This one. Can you see that better now? Zoom people. Yep. Okay, cool. So this here is your headline. So you can see down, it just says OmniSAM at the moment. It's not better. All right, hang on. Just let me help fix this for the Zoom people. Yeah. Yep, everyone's happy. Awesome. Ma, you can edit any of that stuff out. Ma, thank you. So the headline area, like I said, this is 80% of what you'll change first. So give it some really good headlines. So I like, well, this one, I've just, Canva Made Easy Challenge. Of course, I'm going to call it the name of the challenge on one of them. But again, just like the text, it's going to give me options. Okay, so consistent posts made easy, boost social media presence, social media made easy, boost your online presence. Yeah, no, I don't like any of those. So I'm going to regenerate. Consistent posts guaranteed. Right, I like a good guarantee. Right. 30 days of posts guaranteed. I copied it because I don't know how to spell it. Right? So now I've given them a number, because now they're like, oh, I actually know what I'm really going to get. 30 days of posts guaranteed. Right? So that's like, oh, yeah, I'd like that. So I, again, would put in 5 different headline types and let the algorithm do the work. Okay, this is so much easier than it used to be back in the early 2000s. Oh, my goodness. Now, the description part is optional, but what the description does is some of your ads, if we look over here, they have extra little words that can come up. So let me just put in here test description. I don't really use this very often, but you will see, where is it? Which ads have the description on it? There. So these little ads here, which is, if we scroll, it'll tell us what type of ad it is. It's a standard Facebook ad, okay? And you can see that the words pop up under here. Okay, so that's where it goes. And again, you can make this a bit of a yes statement. But again, it's not, because it's not in all places, it's nothing that I would measure, because it doesn't show up on a lot of ads. Only some of the ads you're going to see that pop up. All right, so now where have we gotten to? So your description. So optimize text per person, I just leave that. Call to action, so that's what's on the button. So you could learn more, but I always have sign up for the challenge because that's what they're doing. I just leave this. We did this earlier where we turned on some enhancements and I turned off the video enhancement when we set it up, so I don't need to do anything in there. Now, this is the website destination that you're going to send them to. So it is that opt-in landing page. So in here, I'm going to put in the destination, www.canvamadeeasy.com. Right. and they've already found that there's one because I'm already running it. That's fine. The display link, right? The display link is the .com stuff that comes along the top here. So if you don't like what it displays and say you've got a really long link, you can just shorten it so it looks cleaner for the display link. So, but mine, because I haven't chosen anything fancy, if I put on here like OmniSAM, so omnisam.com.au/Canva, this was the link that I made for Strategy with Sally. You'll see that it pulls in omnisam.com.au, but really I want them to see canvamadeeasy.com, right? So it will replace it, but it has to be a real website, right? You can't just put in one because you want it to look good. You need to own it. And if people do go to it, there needs to be something there. But especially if you've created a really long link for tracking purposes, which we're getting to in a moment. So the next thing we do is we're not doing any instant forms, right? We're just sending them straight to the website. So no instant forms. And then down the bottom here is your URL parameters. So these are all your UTM parameters. So what this allows you to do is track where the leads are coming from. Because you can see over here, see more variations. We have how many variations here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, 25, 28, and more. Look at all of these variations. So I'd say over 30 different ads that people can come from to click on. So what we want to do is we want to know when they click, where are they coming from? So this is what a UTM parameter does. It allows us to put a little bit of code on the end of the URL that then sends data back into OmniSAM. So the cool thing about it is if you don't get it, you just click here, build URL parameter. And then when you click in here, it gives you options of what you want to see from the data. So the campaign source, I always choose the site source name. So that will either be IG, FB, or WhatsApp, right? So that's the source. And then the medium is where has it been placed? So I choose placement. So was it in the feed? Was it in stories? Was it on the explore page? Where was the source on the platform? Now the campaign name, it'll either pull this name from the top, or sometimes I will actually just type in so I can see the difference. So for the campaign name here, because I would be tracking, say I built out 3 different ad types here for Canva Made Easy, I might do Canva Made Easy, and this is the AU group, right? Just say, for example, in my ad set level, it was just AU and New Zealand. And then I ran another ad that was America and Canada. So campaign name, I would say where, right? Which campaign am I running? And then if you want, you can test and see what data any of this pulls. So, every campaign has an ID number, an ad set number, and an ad ID number. If you want to see those, you can certainly add them. Now, once you've chosen what you want to put, and you can add other things in, lots of parameters, what you get is this. Okay, see this parameter down here at the bottom? This is what's called a UTM parameter, and it will get populated in here next to source automatically by wherever that person clicks. Okay, whatever platform they click on and wherever they saw the ad. So once I click apply, that UTM parameter will get added should get added. It hasn't been added. I usually just copy and paste it on the end. That's probably why. But I will just copy this UTM parameter that it's created, right? I select all and copy, and then I just throw it on the end of this, right? So that, well, actually, that's why you can build your UTM parameter under here and do the same thing, and then it will automatically add it to the end. So once that's all done, then you just make sure, like we named this one here, Fab Mentoring Coaching at the ad set level. On this, we want to name the creative. So this is sort of video 1 green. So if I was going to do another video that's looking different to see, then I would do that. So then I would click publish, but we're not going to do that because this ad isn't set up correctly. Now, once I've got one of these done, the next thing I want to do in here, if I want to test different ad creatives, I would run it to the same audience and I would duplicate this. And when I duplicate this, I just change the image, leave everything else the same so we can compare well, right? Which image is performing better? If you wanted to test headlines, you would not choose and let the algorithm pick your 5 headlines. You would duplicate at the ad level, right, in the original campaign. And the only thing you would change is a different headline. So you need to choose one variable that's different in up to 3 to 5 different ad creatives. Then eventually you'll get like me, and I know this is the best converting. I've tried lots of different images over the years, and this is the most ugliest image, but it converts amazingly because it's ugly, I think. Right? So now I don't need to test, not duplicate, delete. I don't need to test the creative, right? What I can now do is test the audiences. So if I'm going to test the audiences, I would duplicate at the ad set level. And now you will see when it duplicates, you've got exactly the same video under here. And now I'm going to, instead of coaching, I'm going to come down and I'm going to think of something else. So maybe this one could be specifically for marketing. Right, so look, marketing in digital marketing, email marketing, right? Social media, because we're definitely, and we've already got a big group. These ones actually add up really fast. But anything content marketing is great when you think about, Canva, social media marketing, Instagram marketing, right? And then this ad set or interest group, I would change, keeping the same countries, but now marketing. This is the interest group I'm targeting. And I can tell you, I actually did test marketing against coaching and mentoring, and I get better leads from coaching and mentoring because most people who are into marketing are marketing, and they're probably my competition. But coaches who want to learn how to use Canva to, also grow their business, I get more of my ideal clients from that. Right. And I know a lot of people out there don't like to share what they do in ads because they're scared. I'm not scared. The world's big enough for us all. So that's how we set up ads. And then, of course, you would publish. Then you have to wait. It's a waiting game. This is why I don't like running it for other people, because I hate the wait. But we've got to wait. And we then can test. Let's delete this one because I don't want to accidentally turn it on and mess everything up that's working really well. But we could go into all of these ones that I had on, so if I check all of those, I can see at the ad set level, can you see all the different interest groups that I've tested, right? Business and finance, PD and coaching, marketing, and personal development, right? And different countries. So I can start to look, but the reason why I had to recreate the ads is because, oh, hang on, this is yesterday. Got to go to maximum. The results aren't converting properly. I can get the results. The good thing is I can get the actual results from inside of OmniSAM. When we go dark, guys, I'll show you more. I don't want to go into my OmniSAM account right now because privacy. But once we do, I'll show you how the UTM parameters and all of that come up. So from everything we've done over the last 2 weeks, this is ads. Get in there and give it a go. Right? How much money are you willing to spend to have a go? I cannot promise you that it will work straight away. You know I don't do shiny ball marketing where I bullshit you and say, you only need one landing page to make $1 million. Bullshit. You only need to post in Facebook groups and you'll make $1 million. Bullshit. I am not a shiny ball marketing person. I will not lie to you. It will take time. It will take measuring those sexy numbers, right? And all of that, right, you need to see your business as a business owner. That business owner who knows you need to measure numbers. You cannot be an ostrich and put your head in the sand and just expect it to work. Tell me one business out there where somebody's running a business and it just works without working. Right? Nothing. If it was out there, everyone would do it, but it's not. And I'm not going to bullshit you. It takes time, effort, and patience. But the biggest thing is the belief in you that you can. You can imagine what I was saying to Jackie 3 days ago when the ads were shit for the first time in years when it comes to the Canva Made Easy challenge, because there were changes. And we're like, oh my God, $15, $25 a lead. Now that's normally what I do when I run List Growth Made Easy, not when I run Canva Made Easy. But there's a belief that doesn't matter. We're getting data, we're making decisions, we're going to help lots of people still. And we just keep checking. This is why I won't run other people's ads. A little bit about the ads as well, why I don't like running other people's ads, is I can bring you leads and set up your ads and you'll get leads, but then you got to sell. Holy shit. I used to do it for people and then they go, it's not working. And I'm like, so how many of those people have you called? Right? And everyone's like, oh, none. Or oh, yeah, but. I get lots of yeah, buts. Yeah, but what? Yeah, but you don't want to make money? Anyway, no shiny ball marketing. And if that makes you sad, go see Jackie. Because she's your soft wool and I'm your one with the whip that make you go. All right? Even Jackie gets a bit like that too when she calls you on your bullshit. Right? And if you want to be called on your bullshit, come and see me. Right, that's what I do. Okay, beautiful people. Thank you everyone for joining. For those out there on the live stream, I hope you got a lot of great value from today. If you have not yet done so, please go and join our upcoming challenge. It's the Canva Made Easy challenge, but head to omnisam.com.au/Canva and go and register for the event. We will be creating 30 days worth of content, evergreen content, repeatable content in only 3 days. And then if you decide to join us for a bonus day, we're then going to teach you how to schedule it so you never have to worry about it again for as long as you want, years. And we're going to turn that 30 days worth of content into 3 months worth of repeatable content. But that's happening on an additional extra bonus day on day 4. Well, it's a bonus day. But you will need to have OmniSAM to be able to do that. So, if you're interested in learning more, the challenge itself is absolutely free. And we're going to teach you so many things inside of that challenge that is usable, regardless of whether or not you choose to use OmniSAM. But you can. I mean, it starts at 27 AUD a month. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, could you find an employee to post your social media posts every day for $27 a month? If you can, send them my way, please. Please, please. All right. Anyway, guys, have an absolutely fabulous week. Everybody in the Canva Made Easy Challenge, it's pre-party week. So we're hanging out and getting ready for next week. We're going to have so much fun inside the Canva Made Easy Challenge. It's so fun watching everybody create pretty graphics. And the reason why we do this is, well, I have 25 years as a graphic designer. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I used to teach at universities and all the things, but now I just get to do it here. And even though we're now a software company, I could not give up my love for design. And that's why we still teach it. So come and join us at omnisam.com.au/Canva. Have a great one, everyone. As always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income-producing activity done each and every day. And there will be no strategy with Sally next week. No, because the Canva Made Easy Challenge is on. But I'll still be here. But for that, we'll be on day 2 by then. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you next time.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.